Most men don't lose strength because they're getting older. They lose it because no one ever told them how to get it back. There's no ceremony for it, no warning. One day, your hands don't open that jar as easily. You notice you're using your arm to push off the couch instead of just standing up. You catch your reflection in the mirror, and your shoulders, your arms, your whole frame, it doesn't look like you anymore. You might laugh it off. Blame gravity. Blame age. But inside, something shifts. And quietly, a question forms. Is this just how it ends? Let me tell you something as a doctor who's walked this road with thousands of men over 60. It doesn't have to end here. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to lift heavy weights or join a boot camp. You just need to activate the signals your body is still wired to respond to, signals that have been sleeping, not dying. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. 2 movements. No equipment. No pain. Just 5 minutes a day, right in your home. Movements designed to rebuild grip, restore balance, and reconnect you with the kind of quiet power you thought was long gone. Because strength was never about muscles alone. It's about presence. It's about confidence. It's about walking into a room and still feeling like the man you've always been. Let's start waking that man up, one movement at a time. It doesn't happen overnight. No injury. No warning. Just a quiet, steady slide. One day, you're hauling bags of mulch with no problem. A few months later, carrying groceries feels heavier than it should. Then it's the stairs. You stop using the ones outside and start favoring the elevator. You tell yourself it's just convenience. But something inside you knows, you're avoiding a challenge your body used to handle without question. And it's not just physical. It's emotional. Strength isn't just about muscles. It's about the way you feel when you shake someone's hand and it's firm. When you pick up your grandchild and feel steady on your feet. When you carry yourself with posture, not because you're forcing it, but because it's who you are. But slowly, so slowly, it starts to fade. Not because of laziness. Not because of weakness. But because you stopped giving your body the signals it needs to stay awake. No one told you how fast muscle mass drops after 60. How your reflexes slow. How your nervous system disconnects from muscles if they go unused for too long. It's not your fault. You weren't taught this. You were taught to push through. To tough it out. To keep going. But strength doesn't come from grinding harder. It comes from activating the right things, at the right time, in the right way. And once you do, you'll be surprised how quickly your body remembers. It doesn't need to be 30 again. It just wants to feel capable again. Up next, I'll tell you about Frank. A man who didn't believe any of this, until his grip came back in less than 2 weeks. Frank was 72. Retired mechanic. Built his life with his hands, bolts, engines, steel. The kind of man whose palms were once firm, whose grip once told the truth before his words ever did. But when he came into my office, he looked down as he shook my hand. There was nothing wrong medically. But there was something missing. He told me, I dropped a coffee mug last week. It just slipped. My hand didn't catch it in time. That never used to happen. It wasn't the mug. It was the moment. That moment when he realized, his body was slipping away from him, quietly. He tried stretching. Tried squeezing a tennis ball. Tried ignoring it. None of it worked. Because none of it was waking up the parts of his nervous system that had gone silent. So I gave him 2 movements. Simple. No gym. No gear. Just 5 minutes in the morning and 5 at night. At first, he didn't believe me, but he tried. Day 4, he noticed it was easier to open the toothpaste cap. Day 7, his hands didn't tremble when pouring coffee. Day 12, he came back in, stood taller, and smiled. He told me, "Doc, my wife said something to me. She said, 'You're holding me different lately.' That wasn't just muscle. That was presence coming back. That was confidence in the fingers, in the spine, in the man." He didn't lift weights. He didn't take pills. He just moved, intentionally, consistently. And it worked. Because the truth is, strength doesn't disappear. It disconnects. And it can be reconnected. Next, I'll explain exactly why that happens. And why men over 60 respond faster than they think, if the signal is right. Let's talk about the science behind it all. Let's clear something up right now. You didn't lose your strength. It didn't vanish. It didn't break. It's still there, under the surface, waiting to be reactivated. And here's why: your body is built with something called muscle memory. It's not just a phrase, it's real biology. Once your brain has learned how to use a muscle, the neuromuscular map never fully disappears. It just goes dormant when you stop using it. And after 60, that dormancy happens faster. Why? Because around that age, 3 major changes hit men all at once. 1. Testosterone declines. This hormone isn't just about libido, it's a key signal for maintaining muscle mass, energy, and drive. As it dips, your body becomes less responsive to general activity unless you're intentionally stimulating it. 2. Muscle breakdown outpaces muscle repair. This process is called sarcopenia, and it starts around your 50s. You lose muscle not just from aging, but from inactivity. The longer a muscle goes unused, the faster your nervous system forgets how to turn it back on. 3. Balance and coordination diminished. With less core engagement, slower reflexes, and weaker joints, the body begins to compensate, leading to slower steps, shaky hands, and a feeling that things are off. This leads to less movement, which leads to more decline. But here's the hopeful part: you can interrupt all 3 of those declines, starting today. You don't need to rebuild all your muscle from scratch. You just need to reactivate the neuromuscular signal. That's where targeted movement comes in. Not random exercise. Not intense training. But very specific, brain-to-body movements that tell your nervous system, "Hey, wake this area up. We're still using it." That's why the 2 exercises I'm about to show you are so powerful. They don't just build strength, they restore control. They reconnect your brain with the muscles that help you push, stand, balance, and hold what matters. They tell your body, "We're not done yet." Up next, I'll walk you through both of them, step by step. No equipment, no pain, no excuses. Now that you understand why your body responds the way it does after 60, let me show you the exact 2 exercises I give to men who want to restore strength, without pain, weights, or a gym. These aren't random stretches. They're targeted movements designed to do one thing: wake up the signals between your brain and your muscles. No equipment. No floor work. Just 5 minutes a day to bring your body back online. Checkmark exercise 1. Wall push with wrist squeeze. Focus. Upper body control, grip strength, posture stabilization. How to do it: stand facing a wall, about arm's length away. Place both palms flat against the wall at shoulder height. Now, this is key: press your hands firmly into the wall like you're trying to push it down. While pressing, squeeze your wrists inward, as if trying to bring them together, without moving your hands. Hold for 5 seconds, then release. Repeat for 5 rounds. What it does: activates chest, shoulders, forearms, and wrist stabilizers, rebuilds grip connection, re-educates posture muscles that support your spine. Why it matters. This move mimics the push strength you use in daily life, opening a door, rising from a chair, pushing yourself up. The added wrist squeeze sends signals to the deep stabilizers in your hands and arms that fade fastest with age. Checkmark exercise 2. Seated knee raise plus toe tap. Focus, core reactivation, balance, hip control. How to do it. Sit on a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, hands on your thighs. Slowly lift one knee toward your chest, keeping your back tall. Hold the lifted position for 3 seconds. While it's lifted, tap your toes gently in the air 3 times. Lower with control. Repeat on the other side. Do 5 reps per leg. What it does: re-engages deep abdominal and hip flexor muscles, improves leg control and reaction time, boosts nervous system awareness around the hips and lower spine. Why it matters. Balance begins at the core, but after 60, most men stop using it without realizing. This simple movement wakes up those forgotten areas without strain, helping you walk, bend, and stand more confidently. Checkmark suggested routine. Morning, 3 to 5 minutes for both exercises. Evening, optional second round, before bed or after dinner. No equipment. No sweat. Just movement with intention. This isn't about working out. It's about reclaiming what was always yours: control, power, steadiness, presence. And when you do this daily, even for a week, your body starts responding faster than you think. Next, I'll walk you through exactly what to expect in the first 3, 7, and 14 days of doing these movements. You might be wondering, can 2 tiny movements really make a difference at my age? Absolutely. But it's not about overnight transformation. It's about what happens when you send your body the right signal, over and over again. Because after 60, your body's not broken. It's just waiting to be reawakened. Here's what most men tell me when they do these 2 exercises consistently. Days 1 to 3. You feel more stable getting out of chairs, your hands feel less shaky when holding a coffee mug, a subtle sense of confidence starts returning, not from muscle, but from control. Days 4 to 7. You notice your posture improving, shoulders a little farther back, your grip feels firmer when opening jars or holding tools, you're more aware of how you walk, step, and move. If you've had knee or hip tightness, it may feel slightly more fluid. Days 8 to 14. You begin to trust your body again, getting up from bed or bending down feels less cautious, your breathing deepens, because your chest isn't collapsing as much, and in quiet moments, you'll catch yourself thinking, I feel more like me again. These aren't workouts. They're reminders to your nervous system, your muscles, and your identity as a man. Reminders that you are still capable. Still grounded. Still strong. But none of this happens by chance. It happens through repetition. A daily message: we're not done. We're rebuilding. So now that you know what to expect, let me speak to you from the heart, because this isn't just about movement. It's about what strength really means after 60. If you've made it this far, you already understand something most people miss. Strength isn't about going backward. It's not about being 30 again, lifting heavy things, or chasing youth. It's about something deeper. More honest. It's about presence. Feeling steady when you walk into a room. Standing tall without thinking about it. Lifting your grandchild or hugging your partner, and not worrying if your body will hold up. Strength is when you feel like yourself again. Not younger. Just capable. Confident. Grounded in your body. That kind of strength doesn't come from ego. It comes from listening. From tuning into the parts of you that have gone quiet, and gently bringing them back to life. And here's the most beautiful part, your body is still listening. Even now. Especially now. It's not too late. It's not too far gone. You're not broken. You're simply waiting for the right signal. And that signal can be something as small as a wall push, or a knee lift, done every day with the quiet belief that you're still here, and you still matter. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You just need to begin. Next, I'll show you how to do exactly that. So here's your invitation. Not to train. Not to push. Not to prove anything. But to reconnect. To your hands. To your legs. To your breath. To the part of you that still wants to move through the world with strength and certainty. Start with just 2 things. Checkmark wall push with wrist squeeze 5 rounds. Checkmark seated knee raise with toe taps 5 reps each leg. That's it. Do them first thing in the morning. Or while the coffee brews. Or after dinner while the news is playing. No sweat. No gym. Just movement with intention. Here's what I want you to do right now. Right finger type, "I'm starting today," in the comments if you're committing to this. Let me know how you feel after your first time. Let others know they're not alone. Right finger share this video with one man you care about, a friend, a brother, a father. Someone who's starting to feel like strength is slipping away. Sometimes, all it takes is a small gesture to bring someone back to themselves. Right finger, and if this spoke to you, subscribe. Every week I share simple, honest, no hype tools to help men over 60 move better, feel stronger, and age with presence. Because this isn't about building muscle. It's about building trust in your body again. And once you do, that grip? That balance? That confidence? It comes back. Not all at once. But enough to remind you, you're still here. You're still strong. And this is just the beginning.